All right, everyone, we are all set with Earthbound being run by SushiKishi. Poke%, take it away.
We played a trick on you, an evil trick, devised by Pokey and Gygus themselves. Actually, starting with Link's Awakening, because there are still donation incentives. There are still a couple of polls that you can donate towards for Earthbound. And Link's Awakening, you all have very generously donated and met the one big incentive for Link's Awakening. So we've flip-flopped them around to do Link's Awakening first. To give you guys a chance to put as much money, as many donations as you possibly can into those two polls for Earthbound. One of which being for which characters will be taken to the end of the game, and the other one being for your favorite party time, cool, fun, hang out with the friends kind of snack, which is going to determine character names one way or another. But yeah, sorry about that. We called an audible on you, but otherwise I'm all set to go. And we've got a nice and skippable cutscene right at the start here, so I'll go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are playing on the original Game Boy release, not the DX release, definitely not the Switch remake. The original old gray cartridge for the original old gray brick Game Boy. That version of Link's Awakening. The 1.0 version of that cart, both in English and Japanese, will give us access to a huge selection of glitches to use for a speedrun. The first of which being either I'm going to hit this reset button or I'm going to get the show it off right here, is screen warping. I am not stuck in the wall. So you can see I get right up to the edge of the screen here, and then I missed it there. We'll get to see it a lot throughout the run, so I'll get to show it right down here. Let me get down to the next screen. I get right to the edge of the screen, and if I open the map right as I'm moving from one room to another, you can see some of the sprites move around, but Link will stay in place. So I leave a room on the left, and then I enter the next room also on the left. And if I get the timing right, the sprites on the screen won't move, including you can see that the sword slid over to the left. That let me skip a very long cutscene talking to the owl, because the owl's waiting for me one screen over. And if I do it someplace like here, and my timing's good, I can walk right off the bottom of the world here. And just a second here, when we start our save back up, you can see I've got this one map tile unlocked in the top left corner, because I looped off the bottom of the map, and it's gonna be really, really important that we have access to that square in just a little bit. But right now, I gotta screen warp over here to get past some obstacles I don't have power bracelet for yet. 1, 2, and 3. Now, if I remember to do so, you'll notice me opening the save and quit menu every time I open a chest, unless the chest has money in it. Because in Japanese, at least, it's faster to just let the text play out. Otherwise, I'm trying to skip as many text boxes as I can, obviously. And you saw I made sure I counted off all 3 enemies, all 3 of the little slimes there, because now if I defeated 3 enemies and I go through this door the wrong way, we end up in the kennel world with the doghouse glitch. And if I've killed 3 enemies, then I can walk through the walls here like this, walk through all these glitch tiles, and most importantly, that staircase works. If it's any other number of enemies before I come in, 4, 5, 6, doesn't matter. Those stairs don't work. So the doghouse glitch works a little bit differently. Depending, I wonder if I can get this to bounce me out, because I am stuck in this chest. Let's see. Oh, you know, I can jump if I equip the feather. I don't think it's gonna let me out here, though. So I'll have to do that one more time, because I actually wasn't done with that out of bounds trip. Unfortunate that I got stuck in the chest there. My timing was a little bit off on the screen warp, and it just played with the positioning just enough that I couldn't get out of the sprite. But we'll get to show it off again. But every time we do this doghouse glitch, I'm going to be counting off, keeping track of the number of enemies that I defeated before I go in. The game keeps track of that to know when to give you either a piece of power or a Guardian Acorn power-up, which I think is every 13 enemies, but don't quote me on that number. But with exactly 3, You come right here behind the doghouse, and you go in through the door from the top rather than the bottom, and it'll send you to what looks like this room almost every time, but all the movement rules are going to be a little bit different. If I defeat that mini boss there, the game most likely will crash right there, so we're not going to do that. I come over here, which is this is what I was meant to do. You're right in this corner. Go down, down, down. Get the boost to despawn off the side of the screen. Now we can grab our level 1 power bracelet. So now I can jump, I can pick up heavy objects, and I've got my sword. So we've got a lot of mobility. We can go a lot of places in the map right now. So now I can start actually picking up some of these collectibles towards 100%, including the shovel. I'm gonna buy this shovel for 0 rubies. And we're gonna get zapped. I'm gonna wait here because I meant to say before we go in, this lightning attack's gonna have a lot of flashing, so if you're photosensitive, you may want to look away for about 15 seconds. Probably not that long, but just want to make sure y'all definitely steered clear of that if you're photosensitive. We're not gonna get zapped again though. It's not to say I'm not gonna steal anything else. We're still gonna steal this bow. We definitely do not have time to farm 1,180 rupees on top of all the other rupees that we need. And out of the way. And I'll get to see the first, I guess the second super jump of the run. We're gonna see this one a lot too. And there's a cave that's gonna make it really easy for me to show off what exactly a super jump is after Dungeon 8. But since I'm kind of just in and out, I've already done. Wait. Did I grab the ocarina? I didn't grab the ocarina. Hold on. I'm about to do a 99% run. Hang on. Yeah, I didn't grab the ocarina. What am I doing? But we're gonna do another super jump here. But the short version is this wall on the bottom is actually a cliffside you could jump off of, and a super jump lets me jump off the top of the cliff when I'm actually on the bottom of the cliff. And mainly that lets me get the altitude of a jump while not being on top of the cliff. That will let me jump through certain walls in certain situations. It also changes the launch point of your jump, which can let you go out of bounds in certain areas too. So it kind of just depends on what you're trying to do with it. But you can do a lot with super jumping. And as you'll see, if you can get out of bounds in this game, the game plays a lot longer vanilla, like in a casual playthrough. And it doesn't speedrun, not longer, of course it does, because speedrun's always going to be short. But I mean, it's a much bigger game in vanilla than it is like in reality or as the game is coded. Because I remember playing this as a kid, and there's just so much to do. There's so many caves in this game, so many places to explore. It feels like a huge game, but when you can just screen warp around and slice and dice your way through the maps, the game becomes so much shorter. You can see how small it really is, but they did a lot they packed a lot into a Game Boy cartridge and did a lot to make it feel like a much bigger map than it really is. So this time I didn't defeat any enemies before I hit the doghouse glitch. So instead of sending me to Kennerwold, it's actually going to send me to Gapongo Swamp. And that should be enough room for me to sneak through here. With all the sprite lag in the world, there we go. I'm gonna screen warp here and try and screen warp through the door, which means you see Link moved a little bit, and it's actually gonna just send me outside. Screen warping is not frame perfect, but depending on what you're trying to do with it, your timing needs to be very precise. See, Link didn't move that time, so we should be good to go. Should be able to get the double. There we go. Now we've gone from Dungeon 2 to Dungeon 3, just like that. Pegasus boots from Dungeon 3. So now I can run really fast. But very importantly, the game still thinks I'm in Dungeon 2. And if I goof up a screen warp here, I have to reset. I have to save and quit back to start. I want to save and quit back to Dungeon 3 in that case. So I have to go down the staircase and set my save location, if you will. Set my dungeon progress, I guess. Basically, I'm gonna keep going south until I see what I'm looking for. I think it's another 6 screens from there, but we'll see. There we go. So now we go from dungeon 3 to dungeon 4. Let's go one more time, maybe 2 more times, because see, I didn't get a good one, so I can't walk through the door, or I can't walk through the wall, I should say. Oh, don't, oh, okay. There we go, there's flippers. Boom. And the other reason why I want to go back to dungeon 3 is so it'd be right here after I grab the flippers and get that seashell. Speaking of which, this is a 100% reverse boss order run, and by 100% I mean we're gonna grab 20 seashells out of the 26. We're not gonna grab all 26 of them. Once you grab 20 seashells and turn them in for your prize, the level 2 sword, the other 6 seashells just disappear. So you've collected 100% of the seashells. There are no more seashells for you to pick up at that point. And that, by the way, that's the warp zone we unlocked right after grabbing the sword at the start of the game. That's why I needed to do that screen warp off the bottom of the earth earlier, so I could get into dungeon 8 really quickly. Here's the mini boss for dungeon 8. Good, he slid away so I can grab this super clean. And we're halfway done with dungeon 8. Just like that. We've already got the magic rod, so all I have to do is go and defeat the nightmare in dungeon 8. And we'll be done with Turtle Rock. Which is... oh, I didn't get screen warp. It's probably my favorite dungeon in this game. Turtle Rock's always fun. And being a kid, and this being my first Zelda game, it tickled me pink. I was like, oh my gosh, it really does look like a turtle. And that's when I realized, oh, all the maps kind of look like the name or the animal that the dungeon's named after. It all kind of makes sense, but... and again, there's just a lot to do in Dungeon 8. But when you can just jump over walls, dungeon comes much, much shorter. It's already our fight against, I think it's Hothead. Fry Guy. Mario 2. There we go. Fun fact, doing this boss first, if the boss makes contact with you, it's 4 hearts of damage. And, at least on this route, I'd only have 3 hearts anyway, but as you can see, we did unlock the 3 heart challenge, which means even though I have to grab these heart containers, because it is a 100% run, they're not actually going to do anything. So I'm going to be stuck at 3 hearts for the whole run. I was hitting the boots button. The boots are just not set to that button. Alright, so I've been doing a lot of super jumps, but now I can actually show off a little bit better what's going on. Just because you get a better visual if I'm going left and right. You can see if I could get on top of this wall, I could jump off the top of the wall to get down to the bottom, right? Now I'm on the bottom of the wall, so I'm just gonna get the screen clip, or to get the wall clip, push into it, jump and slash. Jump into the wall, slash away, and that lets me super jump. And lets me jump over what would otherwise be a solid barrier. That was not a. Wait, stop. That's the equipment I want. Just gonna have the hidden seashell in dungeon 1. And even though I didn't go there vanilla, if I were to go to dungeon 1 now, that chest would be open. So would this chest, and I always forget where that chest is. I don't think it's the one in the Armos maze, but I don't remember where it is if it's not that one. You can do it with anything you kind of stick your hand out to use. The bow, the sword, or the magic rod can all be used for super jumping. Oh, I did not get the there we go. Give me that. And something else you can do, just like in other Zelda games, we get to meet the Mad Batter here. Where's my magic powder? There we go. Throw some magic powder down the well, and there is going to be some flashing here for the next 3 rooms. So if you're photosensitive, you may want to look away for, I'll say about a minute and a half. But we throw magic powder down the well. You say, yep, that was me, my bad. And you're going to get cursed by being able to carry twice as much of something as you could before. So now instead of 20 pinches of magic powder, I can carry 40. And we're going to double our bomb and arrow capacity too. But what you probably didn't know is that these rooms are all right next to each other in game data. They all look a little bit differently even. They all have different decoration and interior walls. So they're not the same. It's not the same room 3 times. It doesn't check like which door you used and change the coding. There's 3 separate rooms. They're just all right next to each other in game data. Just hop right on over. In the real world, the room that we started in, we were up by Dungeon 8, which are on the very, very tippy-top northern part of the map. The second room is, I believe, the one that's in near the beach. So it's on the very southern part of the map. And then this last one would be in the Lost Woods, which is the very western part of the map. So if you even just need like a shortcut to cut across the world map with, that's a good way to do it. Right now I just need to grab the 3 upgrades, and so those all count towards 100%. Let's see these annoying bats are gonna be super annoying today, or they're just gonna despawn themselves. That works for me. Okay, so I've got to do some screen warping on cracked tiles, so you're gonna see me hopping around, hop 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 hop, because if you screen warp, the timer for when the tiles break doesn't reset. I don't want to fall in, because you could just end up in a loop where you're just constantly falling into the pit hole, the pothole you just created. Dungeon 7 key. Boots. Oh, we got them on already. Did not get that screen warp. There's one little Easter egg here. Rather than going to cave, I'll go ahead and send the same quick point here. There's our friend Luigi. Green Mario. No, Luigi Mario's there. In the vanilla game, after you are done with the part of the game where you have a flying rooster, that is where the flying rooster goes, and Luigi takes care of chickens and roosters in this game. He's very, very happy to do so. Living his best life. Let's go up to the right. And we've just gone from, again, the northern part of the map. This cave is in the southern part of the map. That's going to finish a container, which I get the free heal from, but not the extra health. Up to the right again. You're going to see that room a lot. That's the generic empty room, air quote, for areas that aren't inside of a dungeon. And I actually have some business here in the Lost Woods while we're here. Seashells. You can grab this corner and throw it like a gem for some reason. That's obviously not intended. Grab the magic powder. And this cutscene is skippable. Technically speaking, this cutscene is skippable. But if I do this now, it's going to let me do a required side quest right now. Otherwise, I have to do it. Not only do I have to wait until the end of the game, I have to take Marin from the beach all the way to Animal Village. If you're familiar with the game, you know how long of a trip that can be. So doing this, watching that cutscene and doing this side quest now is about a 2 or 3 minute time save, I think it was the last time I tried to clock it. I did not get a good screen warp. And you can see we're stuck in the wall there. Let me try that one more time. My half a heart. I might have just saved and quit while it took damage, so let's see what happens. Okay, good. I did not start and immediately perish. 1, 2. There we go. 2 good screen warps. I love how the low health beep is playing back up. And it's very, very important that you only mash A out of this cutscene. Because you can advance text with A or B. You can mash both buttons. But if you mash B there, if you're mashing A and B, you hit B at the wrong time, you tell Marin, hey, no, that song's not so special. I'm not going to remember it for the rest of my life. And then you get to watch that whole cutscene again. Oh, well, now I have perished. Speaking of cracked tiles, just a regular little one smash just get me there. That's okay. Back with boots. And if you thought we were going to Dungeon 7 any kind of vanilla pathing, you're really not ready for how much we're gonna slice and dice through this map. All the way to Dungeon 7. We're now on the very northeasternmost tiles of them on the world map. So covered a huge amount of distance and just a couple of screens there. Dungeon 7 unlock. Let's move to the left. I want to get on this outer lip of the dungeon. There's a Kirby, an anti-Kirby I should say, and a Goomba. Bye-bye anti-Kirby and Goomba. We might see them in passing here though as we go off to the right. But I need that seashell. Stop. Not doing this a slow way. I can screen work through here. There we go. Smack that switch. It's gonna let me advance to the second floor the long way around here. I can grab this. That's the magic shield. You really only need the magic shield to get into Dungeon 8. So you don't need that, but again, it is a 100% run. And if you're familiar with Dungeon 7, you're supposed to take that big old, I'm just gonna call it a bowling ball, carry it around the map, and go and knock down, I can show it off here since I managed to miss the screen warp. You're supposed to use that bowling ball to knock down those pillars. There's 4 of them on the map on Dungeon 7. You knock all 4 pillars down, the roof collapses, and then you can go and fight the boss and get on with your day. Can I get a screen warp, please? That'd be alright, game. Can you give me a screen warp? Select them left. Nope. There we go. Gotta get a couple more though. However, I kind of lost my train of thought there because I was missing the screen warps over and over and over again. If you just keep screen warping to the left, you can get into the boss room, and you don't have to do it in, I'll say 2D platformer mode, which means you can walk on what's supposed to be the skybox, basically. That makes this fight just absolutely trivial. You're not meant to just dodge out of the way. This is supposed to be more of a 2D platformer like a Mario, and the boss's ability to fly is really annoying. That's how that's supposed to work. But if you screen warp in, the game doesn't switch over to 2D mode. Again, the whole game's in 2D, but you know what I mean. It doesn't switch game modes over, so you can just walk around freely on the skybox and dodge very easily and deal damage. Oh, I got my boots. That piece of heart is not really all that well hidden. If you enter a room and it's just all deep water, you're gonna go diving. You know, you're gonna expect something to be in that room, and you're gonna go diving. You'll find it eventually. Not super well hidden. This next piece of heart, I guarantee you, if you're missing like one item in this game and you don't know where it is, it's probably this piece of heart. I'm not getting any of these screen warps today. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna head south. I'm gonna try and get a couple of these before I fall in the water. That's alright. And so all the way down to this corner. And it's right there. I just don't know how you're meant to find that without already knowing it's there. Did I get it? Nope. Third tries. Fourth try lucky. Nope. You can still screen warp in the water, but swimming around just changes your movement speed a little bit, so all the time it's just a little bit different. Sometimes I get it first try, and sometimes it looks like this. Can you? There we go. I wanted that one too. Let's see if we get this one. Oops. There we go. I got one of them in the water. First try. That is not the... You know what? It does... Oh, wait, yes, it does matter. I don't have any health. Hold on. That would have been really bad having to do that whole walk all over again. I've been playing a lot of AP Randomizer. I forgot I don't have I don't have any health right now. I almost just took that damage. Oh, see, that's what can happen when you're screen warping around on cracked tiles. And the problem is it's gonna respawn me right on top of that hole. It's not gonna let me actually have a chance to keep playing, so I've just got to eat the reset there. Alright, slide over. Up. I needed to screen warp there. Because now I'm stuck on the switch, see? So much funny, kind of weird movement tech in this game, because it will let you do... It'll let you go pretty much anywhere. You can really do a lot of weird stuff in this game, but sometimes some things that you'd think wouldn't be an issue, it's just like, nah, you cannot jump over that switch. Why would you think you'd be able to do that? Oh my goodness. Now I'm stuck in the corner. This is definitely the most inconsistent split in the list. Either I hit all these screen warps, boom, 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 and I look really good, or I look like I have never played this game before, kind of like this. Right, slide over, all the time in a row, not on a cracked tile. Just hit the screen warp. There we go, and I didn't get a good one, so I can't walk through the wall, but I can just do that. Grab the chest. And this staircase lets me seashell. But also... Now I've entered Dungeon 6, so I can save and quit to the start of Dungeon 6. Bomb arrows. And I'll probably have to grab the health there in the corner, huh? Because I'm at half a heart and I don't want to risk it on this boss fight. You screen warp through these spinny doors, you get 2 rooms of movement out of them. That's always neat. 1, 2 rooms over. Next one's gonna be the boss room. I think I got there in time. 1. Let's see. Oh! The last bomb was a little late. You can usually get 3 hits in on this boss before the fight even starts. But when you come in from the side, the jar is right in the way. Bottle, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes it'll throw your timing off by just enough to make that last bomb a little bit late. I also think I just dropped it late. I don't think I was smashing very well. Look, we got through dungeon 6, and usually if I'm gonna reset somewhere out of frustration, it's either the very first split or it's dungeon 6. So we're past the rough patch. Now we're not gonna do the raft game, but we're going to use the cave you would return to the start of the raft game with. We get ourselves all the way to the southern half of the map in a hurry. Alright, let's not keep resetting the door, please. Almost fell in. Game wanted to make me fall in. Seashell. Get in the water. Oh, really? That Zora really wanted to get me. I'm surprised I didn't get hit there. Alright, and we're gonna get the wall clip. Just because I might need a little bit of extra space over here. But we're gonna scoop across the water here. Then we're gonna scoop across the water here. I guess across the trees, really, is what's in the way there. Where's my shovel? Wrong one. I'm going to do the one bomb glitch that's in this particular category. It's not a Zelda speedrun if you're not doing some sort of a glitch with bombs. And that's it, we're done. But it's called the bomb trigger glitch. And if you can drop 2 bombs in, I think it's a 4-frame window, what will happen is the game will start to play some sort of cutscene, special event, whatever, I'm just gonna say capital T, whatever thing is supposed to happen in that room. If you do a bomb trigger glitch, it'll make the thing happen. So underneath the bridge, what you're supposed to do is trade away a fishing hook that you find to the fisherman, and the fisherman will fish up, we're gonna say, the mermaid's necklace. It's for sure the necklace in the North American release. Then you go over there to trade the necklace to the mermaid to get a mermaid scale. But we didn't do any of the trading game. That's the other part of 100% where we kind of gloss over. So it's 100% with an asterisk for sure. But again, those other items, they kind of don't exist because of the way that the trading sequence works. Certain items, you just can't pick them up anymore. Well, we skip a huge part of the trade sequence using the bomb trigger glitch to use a bomb in place of getting a fishing hook. Oh, get back here. Oh, just stop. Alright, so now we can talk about one other fun mechanic we're going to take advantage of, and that's some hidden items, because you solved the puzzle here, and it drops a small key, right? But it's not a small key. It drops a hidden item that falls from the sky. Then in this room, the hidden item is the hook shot. So if you can drag the hidden item from one screen to the other, instead of getting a small key, you get the hook shot, which will let you skip 4 mini-boss fights and a lot of walking around. Then you can solve the puzzle again and get a small key, which is good, because otherwise you're stuck in the lobby. You can't screen warp north here is the problem, and that locked door is just in the way. There's ways around it, but just not very fast ones. It's just much faster to have the key. Look at all this sprite lag I brought with me. Here we go. I did not shoot the hook shot. There we go. I'm gonna try to screen warp through the mini boss room here, because even though I have the hook shot, the mini boss is there waiting for me. I don't want to fight him. we'll take the slightly longer route of super jumping over the wall. Come here. You're just gonna ruin my day otherwise. If I hit 2 screen warps in a row here, we'll be into the boss room. 2, there we go. And if I miss one, then the backup is just grabbing the nightmare key out of that chest. I missed the split. Alright, so this boss is... I'm gonna say entirely RNG. Because it can really only cover 2 of these locations at a time. And what I need to do is be in position to shoot the hook shot at the boss and pull it out of its hidey hole. And if I could tank damage, like sure, maybe I could just stay here and take a hit, but I don't really have the health. And I mean, even if I had a lot of health, I'd very quickly run out. There we go. Got it in 2 cycles though. But something to note there, this boss doesn't really have hit points. It takes 8 hits from the sword to defeat that boss. Even if you have the level 2 sword and the piece of power, both of which would double your damage. And the red tunic in the Game Boy Color remake, which would also double your damage. You had all of that, it would still take 8 hits. So it's really important you get all 4 hits of damage in when you get a pull. Because if you get it in 2 cycles, you don't have to worry about dealing with fake versions of the boss coming out to get you. If you have to do a 3rd cycle, that boss fight can get out of hand very quickly. You could be there for a while. Set our saving quit point, just in case I see just getting this up here. And shovel. Wrong spot. Still the wrong spot. There we go. It's also a shortcut back to this cave because I ended up wanting to come in here anyway. Through the bomb arrow wall. You can see the mermaid steel is there for me to pick up. And that's what I mean. If you do the trading sequence out of order, some of the items you pick up kind of get replaced with the wrong thing. So it can just be hard to do the trading sequence out of order and still do 100% with it. But if I don't actually use the mermaid scale, you end up stuck in the cave because the statue's in your way as you try to leave. Just in case, I'm gonna grab that warp point. In case if you get something in this corner of the world while I'm over here, but mini boss is toast. The hitbox is active as soon as you walk in. So if you have a ranged weapon like the bow or the magic rod, you can take that boss out. You can at least deal a bunch of damage very quickly. You're definitely not meant to have the magic rod yet. So that just... The fight's not geared for that level of damage. Another heart refill. And we gotta grab a seashell here in the corner. Ouch. It's not gonna give me any of these little bitty screen warps today. I'm just trying to save a screen of movement. I'm gonna be seeing a lot of this cave here for a couple of minutes because we got a nice shortcut to a couple of different places. Oops. Oopsie doodles. One more screen warp. Up 1 tile, screen warp left. Up 2. And now I'm going to finish the trading sequence by trading away something to get my boomerang. And we're done with the hookshot for the rest of the game. It's no longer required. But I do still need the shovel. Normally you would trade away the shovel because that's your, we'll say, least valuable item. Most likely. 1, 2, 3. 4. 5, 6. We're making another trip into the kennel world here. It's the counting. And if you're keeping up with your backwards counting, Dungeon 4 is next. But if you remember earlier in the game, we already grabbed the flippers out of there. So the only thing we really need to do there is get the instrument, fight the boss, and get the instrument. One. So once we get to Dungeon 4, we can make a beeline for the boss and take them out. Wait, hold on. And we're in Dungeon 4, and we're in the boss room. And I didn't get the quick dive, that's okay. Get out of my way, Ocarina. And the boss is, Ghost. We do not spend very long in Dungeon 4 at all, once you're done grabbing the flippers. Come on, move forward, Link. Upstairs. So what's coming up? What's coming up on the way to Dungeon 3? We've got to pick up our last 2 songs for the Ocarina. Yep, and we get to see one more cameo on our way, but like half a cameo. I might not have gotten. Oops, wait, did I mash B? You know what I did? Earlier I said you gotta be careful when you mash B. I mashed B at the wrong time. Boom. So, that song will let you teleport to the start of a dungeon. It'll also let you teleport to a specific fountain in near the witch's hut. I should say, it's not really in the woods. I'm gonna grab potion from Trucy here. That's the closest thing you get to a bottled fairy in this game, is the medicine. I guess it was always medicine at the start of the series, huh? I don't know when bottled fairy... I guess Link to the Past has bottled fairies, which came out before this. But there are fairies in this game. You just don't ever get... There's no bottles for you to put them in this game. That and shovel. This and bracelet. But unlike in, I think, I don't know if any other game lets you automatically use the red potion or any kind of potion when you run out of health. I think that's specifically for bottled fairies in other Zelda games. But in this game, you'll automatically use the medicine when you run out of health. It's an itch on my nose. Oh, come on. Oh, the Screen Orb's a mess. There we go. Now we're out of the graveyard. Hello, a map, a menu. Screen Orb up. Just to save herself having to use a bomb to get in here. And there's one piece of heart left. I know which one it is. It's the first one you're supposed to find in the game at the bottom of the well. He kind of just puts it there right in front of you in an obvious hiding location. But we'll get that. That'll be the second to last item we grab before going to fight the final boss rush. Still a couple more things to do before we go into Dungeon 3 though. First of which being we gotta get the Dungeon 3 key. I gotta get in there one way or another. There's the Dungeon 3 key. I know it looks like a leaf. If you haven't played this game before, you're probably not familiar with the nice jump, Sushi. In fact, now I've got half a heart. Let's not even risk it. But there is a bit of a side quest you have to go on where you have to find 5 golden leaves and return them to Prince Richard, who's also a cameo from another game, to get the slime key. Prince Richard is a cameo from a game called Frog for Whom the... Oh my gosh, what is it called? It's not For Whom the Bell Tolls. The word frog is in there somewhere, and all of a sudden I can't remember where it is in the title. But that was a Japanese only release. There is a very good fan translation of it though. Where am I going? I forgot where I was going for a second. And then one more time, in a couple of screens, you're going to be seeing quite a lot of flashing and flickering on the screen. And it's not so bad in 30 FPS, which is what I'm streaming it right now for the marathon. But still, if you're photosensitive, you may want to look away for a minute or two. Make sure I'm on the second column here. And there's our friend Wart from Super Mario Brothers 2. And I told you it's going to be kind of half of Worf from Star Trek The Next Generation is also here. No, from Wart. It's half of his sprite and half of a mishmash of other things, which is our punishment for screen warping in here. Low health beat is just fantastic. How it just tramples over the music. Wow, and now that I'm looking at it in OBS, it looks so much different in OBS than it does on my screen because of the frame rate difference. But it flickers a ton in 60 FPS. Like it's really just hard to look at, even if you're not photosensitive. And there's a bit of a graphical glitch. Don't worry, next time we save and quit, that'll clear it up. But it had something to do with the way we were screen warping around just now into a cutscene. There's another seashell. And we're gonna open this key from the wrong side. And the sword help us face north like we need to. And again, there's another dungeon. We've already picked up the item from here. Just need 1, 2, 3 screen warps. And there's the boss. Now, excuse me. Now, eyeballs are notoriously weak to fire, but you still have to use Pegasus boots to split them apart. But yeah, fire plus eyeballs. It's not a good combination. And we're done with Dungeon 3. Alright, 2 dungeons left. 13 minutes to estimate, plus final boss rush. New trick alert. Alright, we're gonna use this magic rod, and you'll hear when I've got it. And if you didn't quite hear it, you'll hear it again in a second. I didn't know I was talking over it. It's just as I was saying, you'll be able to hear it. But what I'm trying to do there is pause the game on the same frame that the game is drawing the fireball from the magic rod on the screen. Because if you pause it on the right frame, the game will get stuck on the line of code that draws a fireball on the screen. So it'll just keep drawing fireballs, until there's no more room for sprites. And you can overload the sprite table that way so that nothing can spawn in the next room. If you do it on the screen transition, nothing will be able to load into the next room because there's no room for anything because of all the fireballs you bring with you. I hope that's 20. Okay, good. I haven't missed a seashell. I haven't missed a piece of heart. We should be good to go. No 99.9% run today. And there's gonna be, oh, hold on, there's gonna be flashing on this screen too. I forget about this one all the time. And I guess because it's a side-scrolling room, entering here, and even if I were to leave this room, doesn't seem to count as entering a room, so I can save and quit all the way back to Dungeon 3, which is nice, because I actually need to go back to town here. I can show off the magic rod. Didn't get it. Yeah, you see how there was a bunch of lag? That's all that sprite lag from those fireballs. There's an owl. The owl is outside of Dungeon 3 waiting to talk to me. That's why I need to despawn the owl. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't defeat any of these enemies on my way up. 1. I'm counting to 6 again. So we got one more trip to the Kennel World to do. 2. But I missed the first 2 enemies I meant to defeat. I should be using the boomerang. Because it only counts when the sprite disappears. So if you're using the magic rod, you have to be careful to let the sprite disappear. Just because they're on fire doesn't mean they've been defeated. And if you haven't played this game before, there's no way for you to know, but this obviously it's very glitchy. It's not meant to look like this, but this actually is a room from Dungeon 2. All of these rooms are from Dungeon 2 on this little horizontal path I'm on, which just so happens to be, where we're going next. I'm just gonna keep going right here to find a staircase. That'll get us into Dungeon 2. And we're gonna one more new thing here, and that's to try to do a screen warp in a 2D platforming section. There we go. Boop, boop. And now I don't know. I don't really know how to explain what's going on here because there's a lot. That's not even how that's supposed to go. That's okay though. I don't know where the game thinks I am. But let me be careful because it's actually soft locked here before. But you'll notice if I like touch the wall, everything freezes for a second, and if I let go, it just very suddenly snaps to wherever it's supposed to be in the animation cycle. I need to get up there. I need to get to this boss. There we go. Wait, I need my sword, huh? Oh no. Hang on, did it spawn a wall in the way? Or maybe I gotta get closer. Oh no, tell me I soft lock. How did I manage to soft lock it again? I can't. I found a new soft lock here because this isn't even how it soft locked me the other day. And if I save and quit, it'll send me to the start of Dungeon 2. But I may just go ahead and eat that. Wow, it wouldn't let me hit. Oh, it sent me here? Why did it send me here? Huh? Why didn't it send me to Dungeon? Okay. Yeah, I gotta grab my 6 enemies again here since we're not in Dungeon 2. That's gonna be the fastest way to get there. That whole sequence was weird. The room obviously just isn't loading right to begin with. The other day, you saw when I grabbed the wall that all the animations paused. Wait. Oh no, you know what I've done? I've lost count. 1, 2.
I think that was 5.
3. I think you're right. 4, and then this would be 5. Yep, okay. Thankfully, they don't respawn. 6. There we go. But earlier this week, when I was running through the game, I grabbed the wall just as the boss was supposed to start speaking, and I think that soft locked it. And I must have done the same thing and just grabbed the wall or touched the wall at the wrong time, and I soft locked the battle script. What? Oh, come on. Let me grab a heart from the Goomba. I guess heart from this Goomba too. While we're at it. Come on. Too early. Oh no, that worked. Okay. Yeah, usually it doesn't slide me down 2 rooms. That's not really a big deal. Let me just not move. Let me just not move for a minute. Just stay away from the walls. See, now you can hear it's bouncing. I managed to break the battle script somehow. Now I can grab it. And if you throw the bottle out of bounds, it breaks immediately. But right now, everything's out of bounds. Even the game has no idea what's going on. Boom, boom. Don't touch anything. Don't break anything. Now I gotta navigate this weird collision plane. Same thing over here. There we go. But I have no idea what the game is trying to do there. I don't know if it must be loading in one room, but showing a different room. But I can't tell you what other room it's getting confused with, or that it's loading instead. And I really wouldn't know any way of finding out. But I'd be interested in finding out if I knew how. Screen over way all the way. Nope, nope, nope. I don't want to talk to you, I'm Mr. Owl. All the way back to town. I can put my boots on too. I think it would be a little bit overestimate after that escapade in Dungeon 2, but that's okay. Doing screen warp. Yep, see, that's why I walked in the house, just in case I missed a screen warp there. Can give that to me on the first try, huh? That's okay. I see how it is. Let's see if we can call back some of this time. Because again, we've already grabbed the item here. I'm gonna try something knowing that sometimes the game soft locks when I do this, but let's see if today's a good day. Let's see if the game wants to do me any favors. I'm gonna fall into the hole, you watch. Oh, I made it, okay. Yeah, you know what? Get out of here. If I get I got the wall clip, I think that was the trick. Because I don't have the key here. Okay, good. The game didn't... Sometimes the game will soft lock if you don't have the... No! Door unlocked! I yawned! I just fell in anyway. Moldorm. Moldorm. How could you do exactly what you were designed to do to me like that? It's gonna work, game. Bro. Okay. Alright. I see how it's gonna be.
You got this. You got this. We're just giving a little bit extra time to get those donations in for the Earthbound pulls.
Oops, that's true too.
Which, a reminder, because I haven't been... I've been just mesmerized by this run, frankly, but we are here raising money for charity. And if you type !donate in chat, you can get a link to our Tiltify page where you can donate to the Real Hope Project. And also help decide a few things that are going to happen in Earthbound coming up after this.
You know, if I just grabbed the Nightmare Key, I wouldn't have to keep doing the screen warp over and over again.
No worries.
Christmas sword. Alright. My goodness, just do that the first time next time. Make me have to jump around. That's when all the trouble happens. You jump around and the sword makes contact with the head. You're gonna go right into the... And what do I do every time? No, I'm gonna jump over the head. This time it'll definitely work. For sure. So that does leave just the windfish egg left. Plus 2 more items we gotta pick up. We're not quite at 100% yet. We're missing the key for Dungeon 6, and we're missing that last our last piece of heart, I should say, that I had talked about earlier. It is just a little bit slower to go back this way rather than screen warp up, but I lost my potion, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab another one. Because the worst thing was going to be having to redo the whole final boss fight too. Come on. We're really not that far away from town. I have never seen that screen before. What? Okay, and it sent me back to town. All right, so new found a new route. That's new. All of that was new, and it was actually somehow helpful. Okay. All right, well, let's go get these last 2 items. Everything we have left to do in the game is found inside this house, believe it or not. We're gonna scream up over here to the left, loop around. There's our last piece of heart. Boom, 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 boom. At least other than Mini Moldorm, everything that's cost time today has been a new and interesting experience. If you're not gonna be super full record PB fast, at least be interesting. Yeah,
it is a quintessential marathon experience.
Up in. This is going to be our mini boss fight for the Dungeon 6 key, and the last thing that can go wrong, that'll feel like it's not really my fault, is if this key spawns out of bounds. Don't do it. It happened to me once, and ever since then, it's all I can think about. Now we're good. If you manage to get the last hit while the boss is in midair, there's no telling where the key's gonna end up. Like I said, we're actually everything we need to do is in this house, and that includes our final boss rush. Oh, look at this. Let's go up into the last room here. Close the text box, and we're gonna have to let the boss reset here. Take just a couple of seconds. They're just gonna go out of bounds. Come on. Oh, don't tell me you're like... There you are. I was like, don't tell me you're like super out of bounds. You're not gonna spawn back in. Really? You're not gonna give me any double hits today? Alright, so that's the first phase done. We've got quite a few phases of this boss fight to go. The next is your standard tried and true Magic Orb Tennis. Boom. The first 2 hits, I'm going to say, are for free. 100% chance that you can reflect this magic back at the boss. After this, it is a 50-50 coin flip. And 8 orbs from now, just remember, it's a 50-50 coin flip. You see what I mean? That's 1. Which means the odds say this should be good. Should be able to reflect this one. Okay. 2 tails. 2 tails in a row. That happens. There we go. Thank you. Hey, no double digits for us today. Too far up, too far up. I think that's too far up, but I can't find the spot. I can find the spot. I think it was too far to the right, actually. Thankfully, there's nowhere for me to fall in on Mini Moldorm, or on Mini Moldorm, on Moldorm this time. Just gotta chase the tail around. If I get that first slash on the right pixel, though, you can stun lock the boss in place. That's what I was trying to do. And then this sunglass phase just takes one hit from anything. I am really glad I got that potion now. There's one more phase left. I have to wait for it to open up the eyeball. It'll take only one hit from the boomerang. So if you manage to do the entire trading sequence, which is for the most part optional, that is your reward, is a very, very fast boss fight here. Otherwise, it is 16 arrows, or if you're looking for a really challenge run, it's going to be 16 bombs there, and the time's going to be when it fades to white here, which is time there. I know it was a little bit late telling you there, but I've got 1:04:39 on my screen. And how much time did I lose in Dungeon 2? 4 minutes lost in Dungeon 2. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much estimate. Nice.
GG.
Yeah, I found a new way back to Onet. Back to Mabe Village. That's the next game. Back to Mabe Village after Dungeon 1. I don't know what I saw what I did. I screen warped into the witch's hut. I've just never seen that screen before, so I get to go back and watch the highlights on that one. But A, I'm a little bit overestimated, and B, I'm also the next runner, so I'm ready to swap over back to the host desk and transition to the next game whenever everybody else is. And we'll be getting ready for Earthbound next.
Sure thing. Well, thank you so much for that run, and we'll be waiting here for you to get set up for the next one. Looking forward to it.